but not to deal with all of the potentially life-threatening complications of treatment, the sepsis with multi-organ failure, the severe toxicity from immunotherapy, to name only 2 examples. Patients will need to be transferred to other sites, removing them from the principal location of their cancer management. At this stage, care becomes disjointed and stressful. Communication breaks down, appointments are missed, hospital transport is notoriously unreliable, and patients suffer both physically and emotionally. A scan in one hospital, an oncology appointment in another, an ENT follow-up in another, a planned procedure in another. Is this necessary? Is this helpful? And is this the best way to deliver the best care for patients? Undoubtedly, the new location of VCC will offer a beautiful backdrop, and the holistic implications of this cannot or should not be underestimated. But is this really enough? Can senior NHS managers genuinely say, with conviction, with their hands on their hearts, that they can guarantee that individualised emergency care will be delivered as rapidly and as appropriately as it would be on a co-location site, that they cannot foresee any situation whereby there will be avoidable delays in patients receiving the exact level of care that they need? And can they say without a doubt that their patients received in an emergency will not be inferior to what they would receive on site with peak care provisions? Can we promise that retrieval and transfers of all sick patients will happen in a timely fashion? It doesn't happen for other patients currently. So why would different things apply here? The NHS in Wales is crippled with underfunding. We don't have enough doctors and nurses, let alone paramedics. So how can we make the maths work when it doesn't already do so? We should not be promising things to patients that we cannot realistically provide. We need to advocate for them and for their needs, and this is why we are here today. We can do so much more for people who trust us to care for them when we work as a team and provide shared care on one site. There will be fewer avoidable gaps in communication and treatment delays, time wasted by patients and families whilst they travel and wait. Standalone cancer care is no longer realistic, and we should welcome the modernisation of shared care on a shared site.
Anti-lockdown protests in London and various cities like Manchester and stuff like that.
Thank you, Laura.
Set up as alternative media, basically, to
Today, we've got them now. That's not from someone that doesn't know. That's from someone that really knows the whole situation. Can't dispute that.
I don't see anybody around.
Just to really hammer home
Yes.
exactly how bad a decision it would be to build a standalone cancer centre. I'd like to invite
my idea is to record the whole thing, and people can make up their mind whether to,
right.
You know.
Well, that's the thing for debate, isn't it?
But personally, I don't believe in
response.
like hospitals that are on their own with no other facilities. I prefer multidisciplinary
Which I can actually read.
You know.
So I'm going to read this out. The great London, so please make sure I can read.
Served its purpose.
The new cancer centre.
It's hard to get people from.
Will it provide committed, caring, dedicated staff? Yes! Will it provide chemotherapy? Will it provide radiotherapy? Yes! Will it do outpatients? Yes! All good so far. Now let's get to a list of no's. Will it have will it have surgery on site? No.
Yeah,
Is it going to have potential for intraoperative radiotherapy?
Okay. Yes.
Is it going to have an intensive care unit? Is it going to have a high dependency unit? Is it going to have unrestricted resuscitation protocols? Is it going to have integrated clinical research portfolio? Is it going to have on-site translational research portfolio? Is it going to have a full range of clinical opportunities on a single site? We're almost there. Is it going to have unrestricted inpatient care with no groups excluded? Is it going to have advanced endoscopic therapy? Is it going to have hematological oncology? Is it going to have easy access to other specialist services and expert on-site consultation? But is it going to cost more? Yes! Do we want it? No!
Thanks, Lionel.
No one government.
Okay, next is Alvin. The top bloke.
At the moment, there's lots of scientists and medics that are being ignored. You know,
That's historic.
there's no debaters.
Morning all.
You can't debate anything.
Well, that's what if you pick that's fine.
Yeah.
So my name is Alvin Jones. I've got no clinical background. I think I just know right from wrong. I've had to go at summarising what this is all about. I think I'm the last person on. As I find it a challenge to remember what day it is most of the time,
this was
I'll read shamelessly
a
from my
letter to the
notes. So
government.
strap yourself in. Here it goes. We are here today to amplify the voices of the 163 clinicians who are specialists in the diagnosis, treatment and care of cancer patients in South East Wales. This group of experts have expressed to the Welsh Government that they are on course to make a huge mistake with a once-in-a-half-century opportunity. This mistake is building the new Gallina Cancer Centre on the Northern Meadows in North Cardiff. Short-sightedly, Welsh Government are choosing to ignore this expert advice. This advice states that co-locating the new cancer centre with an acute hospital would provide safer acute inpatient care, improve support from other specialities, create a better base for research and be in line with best practice elsewhere.
On Twitter,
The Northern Meadows site provides none
but just before that, I
and is
actually,
not
it
the
was,
best use of public funds.
I just typed in what's on
Evidence
Guardian
and expert opinion states that
and
patient
this event did
safety,
come up.
multidisciplinary
So
care,
that's something
training
else.
and
But when I actually
continuation
searched
of
on Twitter,
world-class clinical
I couldn't find
research
anything about it at all.
would all be
And I
significantly
was typing
compromised
things
by
like,
failure to co-locate
yeah,
most,
Northern
if
Meadows.
not
I
all,
found the group,
cancer services
but I didn't
with an
see any
acute
up-to-date
hospital.
posts on that
The
group.
standalone model
today's event.
that the Northern Meadows would
Yeah.
provide
So
is
now,
already
I'm not
out
saying that
of date.
something wasn't,
Is out of
something
step
wasn't
with
up to date,
international
but you know what they're
standards
like,
of
they hide
excellence
it from
and
other people,
lacks
don't they?
future-proofing.
So you only see
There
what
must
posted,
be
nobody
a
else
formal
sees it.
review,
And I think that might be
including
going
an
on, because, like,
updated,
there
full
wasn't any
options
update
appraisal
posts
done
going on in that
at
group.
pace.
I subscribed to
It
it,
would provide
but,
valuable
you know, I
flexibility
expected
in
to
the
see
greatly
something about
altered
today's event
landscape
on
following the COVID-19
This is
pandemic and
Twitter.
Brexit.
Right?
It
So
would
whether I
represent
have
a more
seen when somebody
ambitious,
posted stuff there,
genuinely
try
transformative
and hide it,
vision
see?
for delivering improved
Okay.
cancer survival
So supporters have set up,
patients and better value for money for the
right, no, but
public.
this is actual group.
Can the current Welsh
Which is
government
save
really be
Northern
satisfied with something that lacks
So there is
ambition,
something there, but
lacks
it's not up to
vision,
date. Or if
jeopardizes
it's up to date,
patient
they're just hiding
survival,
something.
and is
I know they
poor
do.
value for money?
Yeah, because
Listening to this
I know
advice
myself when I
is
was on
long
Facebook
overdue.
and various other
It's
groups in
not
the past.
too late
I posted
to
stuff,
prevent this
I've
huge
checked it on
mistake.
another computer, cancer. They make me think that my post is there. But no, this is, I know they do get up to stuff like that.
Welsh Government has shown this week that they are willing to take another look at projects that are not in keeping with their programme for government. On Tuesday, they announced a freeze on new road building projects whilst a review of highway schemes across Wales is carried out. This demonstrates how they can act decisively, in this case to tackle the climate emergency and against the backdrop of the environment being at the heart of the decisions they make for
Yeah,
Wales.
that's it, yeah.
Today is not about the
Some things are just common sense.
environment nor climate emergency.
But,
It is not about the destruction of irreplaceable meadowland, a nature reserve and thousands of trees, all home to millions of our wildlife friends. It's not about creating a dangerous flood risk
well, like
for
staff
local
are doing
residents.
staff
It's not about creating,
because they don't want
it's not about the reduction in the air quality in the neighbourhood, including Corrigan Primary School,
Yeah, because at the
Corrigan
moment they've got an
Specialist
important
School,
job, but
and
once
the
things
Hollybush
merge
Estate.
or in, under
It's
another
not about the
organisation or whatever,
dangerous and
part of a bigger
polluting
hospital,
congestion
then of
that
course
was
they've
caused
lost their
include the
competence.
quite unbelievable plan to have the main cancer centre entrance leading from the existing bottleneck of Asda car park. No, today is about ensuring the people of Wales have access to world-class cancer care, the highest level of patient safety, exceptional patient satisfaction, and the continuation of world-class clinical research. Evidence and expert opinion show that this would all be significantly compromised with the current plans. Welsh Government must stop ignoring and instead start listening to the experts, act decisively and set the wheels in motion for this essential clinical review. I've been speaking not only for the 163 conditions, but for all creatures great and small. Thank you for listening. Diolch yn fawr.
Okay, that is all the planned speeches we've got for now, so I'm just going to open it up to anyone that would like to come and speak and share their thoughts.
Good afternoon. I am a medic and I've been a consultant for 25 years. I'm a signatory on the letter, the 163 letter and the 57 letter that was ignored by this Welsh Government. This is a Welsh Government fantasy project, and the victims of this will be the patients of the future. Those aren't my words, that's from a senior cancer professor. So just have a think about that. The guy that rode past earlier and dished out a bit of abuse, he doesn't understand, but more to the point, neither the Welsh Government. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Hi everyone. I'm also one of the 63 clinicians who signed that for the and I just wanted to bust some of the myths that have been said about emergency transfers from Georgia. So we're putting the Freedom of Information back, as you know, and there were over 105 emergency transfers in 1 year from Georgia to HW. Just want to tell you about what that looks like in this day and age. So at this point in the pandemic, it would take me 4 hours to get an emergency ambulance for my patient who's basically moribund and on his taking last breath. It can take up to 9 hours. Some of my cardiac patients with known cardiac heart problems who desperately need a 999 emergency ambulance, they've been told, take your father to Prince Charles Hospital. If he arrests, then call 999 then. This is what we're dealing with, and this is now. This isn't in the midst of the pandemic. This is now. This is this week. In the midst of the pandemic, I had patients who had low oxygen levels, who were ill with COVID, and other things, everything else that goes on as well as COVID, desperately sick and looking after them in the surgery for hours because we couldn't get an ambulance. They were taking 9-10 hours ambulance transfers, okay? So if we have a sick patient in Gloucester, I know that one of my friends was here today that had who had really high calcium levels was managed in Gloucester rather than being transferred to the University Hospital. It should have been managed better. This is real. You know, the call patient is so important and is vital for the future of all of our patients. Thank you.
Anyone else want to speak? Anyone take it?
Good afternoon. I too am one of the signatories. I'm one of the 163. I've been a practicing GP for 30 years. Melindra has always been my go-to hospital, and
and they have provided the most wonderful care for my patients. But a year ago, I realised that things weren't quite right with their new plans. I knew they were going to build a new hospital, and I had no reason to challenge them. No reason whatsoever. They'd always done everything they could for my patients. So I believed in them, I trusted in them. And then I saw a letter from a colleague, and I read it, and this letter got me thinking, because it challenged what was going on. So I spent the last year researching what exactly the truth is about this new Balindra Cancer Centre. And I echo what one of my colleagues said a moment ago. It's a fantasy project. This will not provide the best care possible for the £200 million we're going to spend to build, and another 500 million over the next 30 years tied into the MIM contract. So some of the things that we found, Balindra themselves published a document that said only 12 patients a year, no, it's 30 patients a year require emergency transfer. The Heath Hospital can be reached within minutes. EMERS, the helicopter doctors, are on hand to provide care.
Chuck it in there. Thanks.
So I went looking, and I went asking questions.
Okay, got it.
And what we found, for what was said earlier, it's not 30, it's on average, for the last 5 years, 105 patients. Now these patients are very, very sick, and they require escalation of their care that cannot be provided at the Balindra site, and will not be provided at the New Meadow site. Just look at the list. They don't have anything there that will look after the patient when they crash and burn. So these patients need to be transferred, 105 a year. These are patients, when you break it down on the ambulance AMPDS coding, what sort of patients are transferred? Patients with chest pain, breathing difficulties, patients with strokes, patients with collapse, patients with head injury. The list goes on. These aren't routine transfers as we were told. These are sick patients. So when they are transferred, the Heath can be reached in minutes, we're told. No. The average transfer time for an Amber 1 call is 2 hours. Now that's 2 hours of clinical deterioration, and if it's somebody with septicemia, that's 2 hours closer to death. Oh, but don't worry, the helicopter doctors, EMERS, they're there, they will be there. EMERS are based in Davin Air Base in Senedd. They have a car based in Tremorfa here. They are available to anybody in Wales who needs help, not just Balindra. And they have been to the Balindra site twice.